Que lo que? What up, organic fanatics? You know what it is. We got another one. We got to talk to you. What a game last night. What a game. So we had our first game without Julius Randle, without OG, even though it's a team that's on a 3 game losing streak against the Charlotte Hornets. We still end up pulling the W 113-92. Phenomenal game all the way through. You see, we were trying to figure out a way to win in the beginning. They had to make the adjustments with, we're playing without Julius, we're playing without OG, we're playing now with 2 starters. Still figuring out a way without playing with without RJ before. So now you got a whole new thing starting there. We had a whole new starting lineup. We had Isaiah Hartenstein as our starting center. You had Precious Achua as a starting power forward, and then you have Josh Hart as a small forward, and then you got still Dante, and then you still got Jalen Brunson, which, by the way, they scored 60 points together, which is crazy. 60 points by the backcourt. They were lighting it up. Caleb Martin called up Cody Martin. He's like, yo, Jalen Brunson just destroyed us in Miami. He was cooking me. Don't let him do it to you. And guess what? Jalen Brunson was cooking him. He did the gangstar and took it personal. Cody was trying to guard him up. He was trying to play him tough. Jalen Brunson was here, none of that. He said, "Minna deal with no twins," and he let him know he was cooking him. Took him all night. Gave him the ankle breakers, the and ones. Cody couldn't handle it. Caleb was still recovering from his abuse last time we played the Heat. So salute to Jalen Brunson, who's been cooking. We ended up figuring out how to win, how to beat this team, figuring out what works for us without OG, without Randall, which BTW, salute to Randall. Speedy recovery to you, my brother. It's all love for you. Take your time, make sure it's right, get those second and third opinions, make sure you come back healthy. That's all we care about. Spend time with your family, heal up, and be ready for whenever you come back. We support you, we with you. Salute to Randall. OG had the elbow, which is just another way of us saying we're just going to rest him and figure some things out. Uh, you got to give Thibodeau a shout out. He figured out how to win with other players, and to Jay Blaze, aka Harris, what you saw last night is called a system. Doesn't matter who you plug and play, we have a system of how to win. We have a method of how we play. That is what you call a system. What you said we didn't have, he fans say we don't have a system. Tibbs doesn't coach. Yet each time we play, doesn't matter who's in the lineup, we win by about 20 plus. Doesn't matter who's in the lineup. That's called a system. You put someone else in there, they produce. Whatever it is, we get it done. That's called a system. New York Knicks have a system. Coach Thibodeau is coaching his rear end off. He's got all players playing on all cylinders. iHeart, and this is with iHeart only averaging 15 and 16 minutes the last 2 games. We're trying to ease him in to make sure he doesn't hurt his calf, make sure he doesn't hurt his Achilles, make sure his foot's still good. So we're still easing him in. And salute to Precious Achua, salute to Josh Hart, salute to Grimes and Deuce for being ready, and Sims. They were ready and they came up and they're producing. They're doing the best they can. You may not see the fancy numbers, but they're doing whatever it takes to win. They're being in the right rotations. They're making the right plays, the right passes. Yeah, just great game overall. I'm liking what I'm seeing. You're seeing the difference for everyone all together. As a unit, we are balling, figuring things out. That's what I love about this team. If you heard a couple of our pods before that we were talking about, this team finds a way to win every time. Even on the losses, we're fighting for 48 minutes. We may lose, but we're in the game. We're fighting for 48 minutes, and that's the best part of what I love. Doesn't matter who's in the game. We're going to find a way to win, or we're going to fight. We're not just going to call it in or turn it in, or just let the busters come out, or let I'm sorry, not busters, let our bench players come out just to give them some burn time. We're going to fight all the way to the end, and I love that. I love the fact that we're not letting our foot off the gas, which that was a positive of the tournament play. So the tournament play is teaching us to just keep going, just keep swimming, just keep going all the way through. Just make sure we fight all the way to the end. And sometimes that you have to run it up, which is a good thing. It taught us how to keep our foot on the gas and not let loose. Unlike the Miami Heat. Anyway, and salute, hey, Miami and New York Knicks are tied in one thing. They're seven. They're seven straight. They both got seven straight. We got seven straight W's. The Heat got seven straight L's. Take that. I'm sorry. petty. So I'm super petty, like Super Mario. Anyway, so he taking L's, but they're gonna be like, we're gonna make it in the playoffs. Anyway, whatever with them. 7 in a row. We scored 44 in the third quarter. We were shooting 81%, which is huge. That's a huge quarter for us to figure things out with whoever's in the team. We already know that third quarters are hugely important, which is third quarters are the quarter for playoffs. Third quarter is the championship quarter, and then be aggressive in the fourth. So the fact that we're figuring out and understanding and mastering that third quarter has been really good. That's been the quarter that's been we started off that was hurting us, and now it's one of our strongest quarters. We're starting off our first quarter, so first and third, we're figuring out to be consistent on those. We're almost averaging 30. We're at about 26 per game. NewYorkKnicks is always calling for 30 in the first quarter. That's usually when the silverback Julius Randle goes off. That's usually his quarter, the first quarter, to dominate. So we're figuring it out. We're getting everybody rolling. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We got a game against Utah tonight, a back to back. They just played Brooklyn last night. I'm pretty sure Brooklyn beat them. I know I saw when I saw in the ending of the fourth quarter, Brooklyn was up by like 13. So that's good if they did beat them. If you guys seen it, you probably know. Wore them down, so now we play them today. So it should be a great game for us. I think we should still dominate, even though they beat us last time. They're probably going to be at full strength. It's a good test for us. They got a lot of good young talent. Hopefully they're all there. It gives our other players experience. So this injury, and never wish an injury that's a positive thing, but it's a blessing in disguise to the other players to give them time to develop and grow and figure things out. Doesn't mean that we wish anything negative on our players. Speedy recovery to Mitch, speedy recovery to Julius Randle, speedy recovery to iHeart and OG. But we gotta also learn to preserve our players, and this is where Tom Thibodeau gets to learn flexibility and trust other players. So it's also a learning experience for Thibodeau to figure things out with other players, so that way, as people say, that he burns players to the ground, which hopefully that's not the case. But you're seeing Precious Achua get good burn time. You're seeing Sims get some regular minutes and figuring things out. So he's still trying to figure things out for him. You're seeing Deuce is another player. We got G League Deuce now to NBA Deuce. He's hitting threes at a phenomenal clip. He's still averaging around 46%. His confidence is through the roof. He believes in his play. Now we just got to get IQ. I'm sorry, we got to get Grimes' confidence up. You can see him making the moves. You can see him hesitating less. You can see him trying to drive. You see a lot that he's trying to improve. The shot's still not falling. But once his confidence gets up there, it's going to be hard to turn him off as far as his shot making, his confidence. So we just got to get his confidence, get him rolling, get him cutting to the basket. Still play like how we did against Miami. That was a very good game. A good game how he played against Washington. Move without the ball, cut, slice. He almost got a dunk yesterday, which came out of the rim. He drove and got a layup. He's getting to the line more. So these are the things you want to see from Grimes. So as we hopefully keep him to the end of the year, not only builds his value up, which hopefully we get to keep him, but builds his confidence up as he's that next young core. Because if we can somehow keep Deuce, Grimes, Precious is still young. I think he's 26, maybe 27. Jericho, they could be the next pieces as our other players get older that, just take the reins over. So I would like to keep Grimes, but we'll talk about that in the summertime. We got till February 8th. We're now on January 30th today. So we got 9 days before the trade deadline. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think salute to Raw Hebrew, my brother. He pointed out, and they've been talking about Barnes from Sacramento. He would be okay. It would be okay, but I don't think you want to mess with chemistry. Right now, you need the team to gel. Throwing in another person is going to throw off the chemistry, is going to throw off the rotations, is going to kill the confidence. Right now, I don't think we get anybody. Josh Hart said he wanted more touches. Now's your chance. Grimes said he wanted more touches in time. Now's your chance. Deuce has been sitting there like a dog salivating, waiting to get his chance. Now's your chance. Sims also not getting burn time. Now's their chance. So now's their time for them to implement what they've learned with Thibodeau and go to build a team up. Throwing another piece right now would just be someone drowning and then you throw them a baby. So it's not going to be something that's going to help them. It's going to actually further push them down. So I think we just hold on to what we have. We got the schedule's getting lighter. It's going to be tough for Tibbs to even get any other talent to trust in them and then put them in the rotation after this team's worked hard, after he's seen all these players in practice, after these other players know how their role is with the team, or if this guy goes down, what I got to do, and then to teach that all over for another player, that's not Tibbs' style. So I can't see that adding anyone else. I think he'll shorten the rotation, as you see he did shorten the rotation. When he shortens the rotation this time, it does help. But now we got younger players, younger legs. So when that rotation shortens, the veterans right now, other than Jalen Brunson, I think Jalen Brunson needs to get a little more rest. But he's geeked up on this All Star. People snubbing him, talking that he's just not taking those shorts. Never taking shorts because the New York Knicks is the borough, not Brooklyn. New York Knicks. Anyway, so that's my take on that. Jalen is just on fire. He's on a Super Saiyan. Ah! He's on a Super Saiyan mode. You ain't stopping that. You're not gonna tell him take less minutes, which he has. He has some. I mean, you got Deuce out there playing maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So if he can play 30 and still be destroying people like he's doing, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. Somebody go call for an ambulance for Cody Martin. Cody Martin I think he needs therapy because he was getting cooked last night. He said he had a lot of mental trauma from what Jalen Brunson did. He's having nightmares right now. So somebody call help. I think they should make an NBA hotline for people after they play Brunson because he just cooked the Twins. BBQ chicken. Man, what a game. I love that. I love the swag, love this confidence. And the player that I told you about Dante DiVincenzo before the season. I said this guy's an instrumental. I said he's gonna take over and be the guy like how how Josh Hart was last year. I told you this guy's gonna lead the team in steals. I told you this kid's a sniper. I told you he's the most slept on. I told you if you give him the minutes, he's gonna cook. And it took Grimes to go down for people to see, like, yo, who is this kid? Him and Brunson had 60 last night. Salute to Dante DiVincenzo. His game is crazy. He's not a player that just has one or two skill set. And salute, in high school, they used to call him White Mike. White Mike. Okay? White Michael Jordan, if you don't know who Mike is. Not Tyson, not Jackson. Jordan. All right? White Mike. Salute to White Mike. All right, him and his twin Malachi. Dante is cooking. I love his game. He gave from the corner three. He could do a pull-up shot. He's slicing, cutting into the lane. He can dunk. He can finish off the glass. He's got the short-range jumper. He's a free throw assassin. He's a playmaker. His game is crazy. He's a more skilled J.J. Redick. He's an athletic J.J. Redick, but better. A playmaker. I mean, he's a sniper like J.J. His game is crazy. That's why you don't see the move for DeJounte Murray. That's why you don't see anyone adding DeJounte Murray or adding a Brogdon. Which one of those guys is going to outplay him? You already got Dante giving you 6 3-pointers, giving you assists, playmaking, running with the bench and running with the starters and being successful at it. Who's going to take those minutes and play better than that? If you're bringing somebody in that costs more money, can they outplay Dante? And the answer is no. There's no one out there that you're looking at that's going to outplay Dante right now. He's got the chemistry with Brunson. His game is crazy. He's playmaking, helping OG. He's finding OG. He got OG in rhythm. If you were looking at the first 2-3 games that OG was here, he was a little passive. It was Dante that was finding him, giving him the ball, getting him into the game, getting him into rhythm. Same thing with Precious. Precious got in the game with him. He's finding Precious, trying to get Precious into rhythm, trying to get Precious confidence. When he's playing with Grimes, he's getting Grimes into rhythm. He's getting Grimes a shot. He's getting Grimes rolling. He's a playmaker. He's a facilitator. He's a team player. He knows how to build a team, plus get his shots. None of the guys you're talking about is going to do that. They're going to try to come and get their own shots. They're not going to help the other team. DeJounte Murray's going to try to do him, try to get 51 by himself. He's not going to get the assists. He's a good assist player, but he's not going to get the team involved. They're going to be empty stats. Brogdon is Tiny Tim in the Christmas Carol. He's Tiny Tim. He's going to give you 3 good solid games and never make it to the playoffs. Just like you're seeing with Porzingis right now, who's injured, and you know Boston. Good luck to them. Hopefully, we see them instead of Miami. Anyway, but that lets you know we don't want Tiny Tim. We don't want Tiny Tim. Brogdon's out the question. DeJounte Murray, I thought about it. I see the potential, but I don't think it's a good fit. It's not worth it. He's not going to play as defensively aggressive as Dante DiVincenzo. He's not a better shooter than Dante. He needs the ball to get points. He needs to get in the lane. He's going to clog up. He's going to be basically a shorter RJ Barrett. Not feeling that at all. So there's very limited players that are out there unless you get Donovan Mitchell would be the only one. Again, I like the name, but again, he's the only one offensively that can do it. Other than that, man, I don't know. And again, I said Bridges, but even then, Bridges would be. We'll talk. You go to the video we talked about Bridges. Anyway, all that to say that we did wonderful in Charlotte. We got a game tonight against Utah. How do we do against this team? This team is a little bit younger, a little more experienced. You got Jordan Clarkson, who's another name we talked about, great offensively, but he's not going to facilitate or get the other team involved. Danny Ainge is going to ask a lot. If you swap him and Grimes, he's going to be more offensive, but Tibbs' defense. Tibbs would be okay with Grimes not hitting a shot, but defending, which you've seen it. He was guarding Brandon Miller. He was guarding Cody. He was guarding everybody and slowing them down. Granted, Brandon Miller had a great night. He had 29 last night, which was way too many. But Tibbs is rather choose defense. So if you're going to give up defense to get an offensive player, Tibbs ain't going to be about that. So that's probably going to be a hard pass on Clarkson, even though the money's good. Again, I think we stand pat. Summertime, we can review and then go from there. But if you look, Leon's made only very seldom moves mid-season. And if he did, it's got to be a player that's going to move the needle. OG moved the needle. When he got Josh Hart moved the needle. When he did it in the summertime before the season started, Jalen Brunson moves the needle. Dante DiVincenzo moves the needle. That's if they're not moving the needle, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay? So these guys, everybody's being mentioned doesn't move the needle. The only person that's going to move the needle, add to the team fit, it's Bridges, and only if it's really up there, Mitchell. And that's probably not going to be for another 2 years. And even then, we'll see. But Bridges is the low-key dude, the missing piece, the missing link, the Bigfoot that we need to take it over the top. Right now, where we have it, everybody gelling, full team, ECF for sure. Right now, even with our hurt players, we're going to be fighting to get past the second round, and it's going to be a blood fight. So whoever's in it, whether we have Randall, whether we don't have Mitchell, whether they're out, we push in 7 games easy, just like the way we have it right now. Whether people believe it or not, the way we have it right now, we fighting everybody to game 7. Y'all better be ready. That's just what I'm saying. If we get Randall and Mitchell back, down goes Frazier. We ready. So I'm super excited. Loving the way the team's playing. I'm liking that the others are getting an opportunity now, which is huge. So I'm loving the Precious Achiuwa getting into rhythm. You saw him hit the 3. That corner 3 looked wet. He got the 3 flowing. He's had 4 games with 10 rebounds. And he was just a throw-in? Alright. Just a throw-in. I'll take that throw-in. 40 rebounds in 4 games. Deuce is cooking. He's slicing. He's cutting 3-pointers. Again, I'm just liking everybody going. Give more time. Jacob, people talking about Jacob Topham. I love Jacob. I think he's going to be good, but you got to let him just keep playing in Westchester. Let him get in rhythm. Let his confidence in his game just be where it's going to be like second nature. Right now, he's cooking. Westchester is slower than the NBA. It's equivalent to the college game right now. So the fact that he's scoring 30 would be like 10 and 12 in the NBA. So let him keep cooking. Let his game develop. But I like us tonight against Utah. Lauri Markkanen is going to be an interesting cover. I want to see Precious Achiuwa is probably going to be guarding him because of height. He's not that slow footed, but he should be able to be a bigger presence to distract the shot. So I want to watch Precious Achua against Laurie Markkinen, Grimes and Josh Hart against Clarkson. I want to see Deuce against Sexton. So those are going to be interesting games to watch. I'm interested to see not games, but the matchups. This is going to be interesting in the matchup. They're youth, they're young, they're hungry. Gives hopefully I would love to see Grimes have a big game today. Gives Danny Ainge to be like, I need to pull that trigger. I need to pull that trigger, and then we go see what happens there. But I don't think it happens anyway. But I would like to see our players rocking and rolling. I want Grimes with at least to start out averaging at least 12 points, which he's doing good. At least 12 points. Get a little more accurate with a shot. Just excited, man. What a game against Charlotte. Obviously, Charlotte's a team in the bottom that's like fighting a Detroit. But without Julius Randle, without Mitchell, without OG, basically a whole brand new starting lineup, it was impressive. And then seeing us fight to the end and extending that lead way out there. So I think that was impressive. I thought it was very good, even though it was a team that we should beat. Now tonight's gonna be a real challenge. Tonight's gonna be how does this lineup that we saw against Charlotte, how does this match up against a better team? I don't see a great team, but a better team, a team with more experience, not as young as Charlotte, who didn't even have Lamelo Ball against the Utah Jazz. Players with experience. Colin Sexton's been in a couple of years. Laurie Markkinen's a couple of years. He won Six Man of the Year. Um, Jordan Clarkson's been around a couple of years. Six Man of the Year as well. Um, they got a tall center. I forgot his name, but he was in Team USA. He's a good blocker. He's a very good blocker. So they're gonna have great inside presence tonight. Harding. That's the center. He's good. Whitebread is pretty good. He's a very solid, tall 7 footer. He's got good size, so he's gonna be able to block the paint, clog the paint. Good defender. So, but Jalen Brunson played with him in Team USA, so he's gonna know Harding's weaknesses, his strengths, how to play against him. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Brunson cooks him, shoots over him, gets him in foul trouble. So it's gonna be a really good game tonight. Tonight's gonna be a really good game, kind of an even matchup. They were losing yesterday against Brooklyn, so they lost to Brooklyn. Even though we don't have Randall and OG, OG might play. He has soreness, but I think they're just trying to rest him and save him and preserve him and let Tibbs tinker. That's what you're seeing now. Tibbs is just tinkering around. He got some new toys, and he's trying to figure out how these toys work. So that's what he's doing. The OG elbow thing, I don't really think it's an elbow thing. It gives him a chance to rest. Let him get in rhythm. We got some games later on we're going to play. Well, it lets everyone else figure out what they got to do. So that's what I think it is. Salute to you guys, Knicks Nation. Sorry for a long-winded video. Just excited, liking what I'm seeing there. So uh, appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you guys tonight. Let's go Knicks. And by the way, Knicks South, which we was coining that, Orlando, Atlanta, Charlotte, everywhere we go, they big man, Brooklyn, everywhere we go. Salute to the Knicks Nation, always showing out in the away games and making these other owners want to sell their team just because they know their arena is our arena. That's our Madison Square Garden, wherever we go. Salute to you guys. Salute to the Knicks fans in the away games. You guys showing up strong. That blue and orange, let them know. You know what I mean? Salute. Fridays, 5 p.m. with the new Knicks. Machete. We in there. Sunday, new Knicks. Machete. Sports fan. 2 shots. So, great time we have. We would love for you guys to come and check us out. Love to chat with the people in the chat. You live. We read your comments. We chat with our fans out there. And also comment on this here. If you think I'm stupid, think I'm crazy, you don't like the comments I said, please like. I hate saying that, man. I truly hate saying like and subscribe. I mean, I gotta tell you, come on, hook the homies up, spread the word. You know what I'm saying? We a little bit different. Just do the thing, and then get the bell reminder thing so you know when we're popping up. Because it's a surprise every time. Salute Knicks Nation. You heard? You're gonna see this all year because this is how we getting it. You heard?